All right, so this is going to be a quick review of the team for Rebel Cookie right now. All right, mine is at 0-star promotion, and it is going to be the new Red Velvet Dragon team. All right, so Rockstar is gone. All right, Rockstar is gone and replacing by Snapdragon here. You don't have to have a 5-star Ascended Snapdragon. I know people are using like 2-star Ascension and such, and it's working out as well. Rebel doesn't need to be high too. Extra promotions will increase your damage a little bit, but because of the fact that Rebel is not a main damage dealer, it's not gonna like increase it significantly, but it will do a little bit more. I have seen 4-star Rebel Cookie doing about 70 million. Mine is doing about 50 something million. All right, but sadly Milky Way is the one getting replaced as of right now. All right, but just keep in mind, Milky Way does have a leak of a magic candy. All right, but here we go. Topping real quick. So I have Rebel Cookie with 5 of the solid almond. We are using about 8% cooldown. All right, I don't know the exact percentage. What I'm using is 8% though. And then we have damage resist. And of course, extra attack crit will help out. But this is what we have for Rebel. Royal Margin is the same. You can use 5 of this Searing Raspberry if your margin is not going to go higher than Black Raisin. You can use 5 of the Searing Raspberry. I'm using 3 Searing Raspberry, 2 Juicy Apple Jelly. But yeah, the cooldown, I have it at about 4.9%. And the damage resist as well. And then we have our Prune Juice. Prune Juice is using the 5 of the Swift Chocolate, focusing on damage resist around 20 to 25% depending on your promotions and Ascension as well. And then we have about 20% cooldown. I'm focusing on attack and crit. And then we have our Black Raisin. Black Raisin has 5 of the Swift Chocolate, damage resist as well. We are focusing on some extra cooldown here as well, about 23%. And then crit, if you can get some extra crit, it will help out as well. And the Snapdragon is, just like always inside of the arena as well. 5 of the Swift Chocolate, 24% cooldown if possible. And then, the attack, crit, attack speed, they all help out in extra healing and stuff like that. All right. So again, Rebel Cookie doesn't need to be like 5-star promotion, 5-star ascension. Doesn't need to be like that. I'm using a 0-star and still working out. And I gotta say, the build is so simple. It's so simple, all right? You're just mashing buttons and you're getting, like, way more damage. Like, you don't need to do timing and stuff like that either. With the Rockstar, you have to do timing. But here we go. I'm going to show you guys this team. This was shared by Wolfy Jen, so just keep that in mind. First of all, we're going to put it in auto, all right? You can put it at 1.5 times speed. Doesn't really matter. You're going to queue up, a Rebel. So some people are asking, hey, how do you queue up? All right, how do you queue up your cookie skill? You need to put on auto in order to queue up. All right, so you're gonna queue that, and then we're gonna use Snapdragon before Rebel Cookie reaches the stair right here. All right, so we're gonna use Snap right here, and then Rebel Cookie is gonna use skill, and then rest of them you're just gonna spam. You're literally just gonna spam your abilities as soon as it comes up. You're just mashing buttons. There's no Rockstar timing. There's no, other timings that you have to follow. Just mash your buttons and you're good to go. Okay? You get your damage resist from Snapdragon. You get some extra healing as well. You get, attack decrease with Royal Margarine. So, you're just mashing buttons. I mean, I don't know how much easier it can get, You're just mashing buttons. And you're just doing damage. It's a no-brainer build. It's crazy. These are the builds that I like, No effort. You just spam buttons and you're good to go. And there we go. So, and about 800 million. I did hit 800 million earlier. And of course, your damage can increase with more substat like attack and crit substats on Prune Juice. Prune Juice is going to be your main damage dealer. And then, Rebel Cookie does have possibility of getting extra attack as well because with extra promotion. Rebel has that extra, damage taken with defense reduction and then all the other elemental damage, like all types of damage increase as well. It's just making Rebel Cookie just a better option than Milky Way here right now. All right. So again, guys, a super simple build. And it's so simple. All right. Again, Rebel doesn't need to be super highly, promoted or anything like that. You have full solid armor, you're good to go. Some replacements. Royal Margarine is gonna be a little hard to replace here. The reason why Royal Margarine is a little hard to replace is because the poison reduces their attack. All right. And also the Amplify debuff, which means that the dragon is going to deal less damage to your cookies. So if without Royal Margarine, it's harder for your cookies to actually survive. All right, so you're going to need to actually need Royal Margarine to actually, kind of just keep your cookies alive. Black Raisin can be replaced with someone like Mango Cookie. All right, Mango Cookie is someone you can try to replace. Of course, there's the RNG factor, though, of Mango. Just keep that in mind. It's based on whether you can actually get the big waves or not. So that's the reason why Black Raisin is a little bit just better and, more consistent in how it works, right? But, I mean, I'm sure everybody has Snapdragon, and Snapdragon is a little more consistent now, right? With the healing, with the buffs and stuff, without having to rely on crit for Rockstar to actually keep your cookies alive. No timing required. So yeah, just try this team out. Of course, when it gets optimized, I will update it and share you guys more. I think that other guilds, the high-end guilds, are actually reaching almost 1 billion with Red Velvet Dragon. That's crazy, all right? They're reaching 1 billion with Red Velvet Dragon. We're reaching billions with Avatar of Destiny. Now we're reaching billion with Red Velvet Dragon. Sadly, Living Abyss just is not made to see those big damages right now. Even with Captain Caviar coming back, with some big damage, not happening. So yeah, we're gonna see Red Velvet Dragon. So here we go, one more time. All right, very simple again. Queue up Rebel. All right, use Snapdragon before the stairs, and spam. All right, spam. Just make sure that the whistle is being applied to, prune juice as well as Black Raisin here. All right, so that those are the two that are, taking the buff for the crit buff. I mean, not crit buff. The damage resist buff. Crit buff is applied to everybody. So, all right, and the extra buffs that the whistle is giving. Yeah, but I've heard that people are reaching 1 billion already with Rebel Cookie, and of course I'm sure that's high-end guild with fully maxed out relics and fully ascended Rebel Cookie as well with some insane substats too. But yeah, I mean, it's very simple. Like these are the builds like everybody can try to follow. Like there's no timing involved. Like you can't fat finger it, right? There we go. 813 million. We got the crit. So we got more damage. But this time around, Prune just did a little less damage, but I think Black Raisin, no, and Royal Margin did more damage. And 10 million more damage coming out from Rebel as well. Right? So there we go. Try it out. Again, you don't need to go crazy, all right? You don't need to go crazy with Rebel damage. All right, just focus on prune juice, all right, and the Black Raisin. Okay, I think these two are the most important. So, damages is the less ascension and promotion you have on prune juice, the more damages you're actually gonna need on this one though for prune juice. All right, so there you go.